And here we are. The engine is out. I put it up on this ladder thing as a stand because the next step is this is going to be an SBT engine. So I'm going to need to transfer all my parts from this engine to the other one. I may even do a video on that, but it's pretty obvious, pretty straightforward. Every part you take off, you just put it right back on the new motor. That is one of the important things about dealing with SBT instead of some of these other guys. I've gone the other route, and it ended up costing me because they had me send my engine in, and then what they end up doing is taking 2 months to get it done. Then you forget the way everything goes back together over 2 months. This is your oil pump, and if you notice closely, there's a mark right here. That needs to be set to the starting point of your throttle. So that is how you set an oil injection system. As the engine goes faster and faster, it pulls this direction, giving you more and more oil. That is the other reason not to pre-mix your oil and gas, because otherwise, at idle, you're getting the same amount of oil as you are full throttle. The way these systems are designed is at full open throttle, they call, well, actually wide open throttle, WOT, you are at a 40-to-1 mix ratio. 40-to-1. As it drops down, the amount of oil goes down and down because the engine doesn't need as much. So if you pre-mix your oil, you're giving it way too much oil at low speed and way too little oil at high speed. So you are much better off doing it this way. Your rotary valve is behind this cover, 4 bolts, and the rotary valve is exposed. You need to buy a timing device for $15 through SBT. That will help you to time that properly. It's very easy. You just put cylinder number 1, top dead center. It tells you what degree to put it at. Nothing to it at all. Very simple. You are going to have a tool to remove your flywheel. This happens to be the same spline as to remove an impeller. So that's another thing you're going to have to do. But as you can see, now it's just a matter of removing all the parts off the old one. Yes, even the magneto system, everything is going to have to come off and just swap it over to the other engine. It's so much easier if you got it just sitting here on a workbench and you can see the way everything goes. This is not the original engine on this machine. Now that I look at it, somebody took the crank from an old white motor, so the whole lower end is off an older motor, and they put a more modern top end. So they took a white engine, painted it black, and the crankshaft went out. I drove this thing for exactly 10 minutes, and the crank went out. So I did do a compression test. Compression was good on it. After I took it for a 10-minute run, one cylinder went down to about 60 psi, the other one's at 130. So the crankshaft is bad on one of the cylinders, and I thought about ripping it down and doing it myself. But then I went, for $750, I could buy an SBT motor, and it comes with a 1-year warranty. By the time you buy all the parts to do it yourself, you're at within $100 of that. They bore the cylinders. They stand behind their work. They replace every seal and O-ring and make sure there's no little metallic burrs in there, anything like that. So money well spent, in my opinion. 1-year warranty.